Welcome back to the GT350 Garage. It's been a couple of months, and I first want to say thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for commenting and liking and participating in the channel. I appreciate it more than I can really express in words. It's a lot of fun for me, and I want to keep doing this. So I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, and you'll stick around to keep seeing it. So let's do an update, and let's do it quick. I'm going to see how fast I can get through this. In May, I got COVID. I thought I was good after a week. It came back, and it kicked my butt until the first week of July. Then it got hot. Summer here in northern Utah is July and August. The temperature in the garage was anywhere from 85 to 110 degrees in the evenings. Most nights it was miserable out here and just too hot to work. So I got a few Saturday mornings in, a few Sunday mornings in, but not a lot. Progress on the car. You can see from the R model apron, I've been doing some test fitting. I've done some test fits under the hood, setting up for the new master cylinder. All of the test fit stuff will get done before paint so that I'm not scratching things. And just in case any of you wonder how the process like that goes, I'll test fit everything, I'll bend all my brake lines, everything will get done before I paint. Once I paint, then I'll go in and install everything. And the end result will be that it'll be a nice, clean, finished product. I want it to look good, just because. And, I mean, it is a Shelby, and we want it to look good. So, the suspension's off the car. And then I've got a couple remaining parts that are en route right now for the steering and suspension. Once they're here, and once the paint's done on the car, suspension will go on the car first, and then the engine would go in next. But before I can do that, I have to build the engine. And the engine has been a bit of a fiasco. Went to California a year ago. The rotating assembly was balanced not once, but twice, because the first shop that did it only weighed one rod and piston, didn't weigh the rings, didn't weigh the bearings, didn't weigh the spiral locks. I don't think they weighed the pins. And it was off double-digit grams both ends on the crankshaft. So I was pretty upset about that. We decided to take it to another shop and have them check the balance on it, and that was how we found out. While it was at that other shop, I have a second 289 that I'm doing for a young man in Southern California. He's got a really cool build going on, and he's entrusted his engine build with me, and I'm really kind of honored to get to be that guy that builds the engine for his car. So we're looking at building him early R model Shelby kind of power, and it's like 65 GT350 R model power levels, which is, in 65 those cars were making about 350 to 370 horsepower, and that's the range he's going to be in. They made more with the cars in 66 because they had the heads from the GT40 program then. So we're doing a really neat build on that. You guys will get to see that on the channel. But while his engine and my engine were being balanced, we also had the blocks hot tanked, and some unknown reason, the shop that was hot tanking the block, the guy doing the work, assumed that my block was a replacement for his block. And his block is 60 over, and there was 60 over pistons for his rotating assembly. So they bored my block 60 over. Mad's not a dirty enough word. Anyways, they could not get a replacement block for me. I was able to source one on my own. Instead, they said to make it right, they would sleeve the block on all 8 cylinders, line hone it, and get it semi-finished for my machinist to do the final work on it. I decided to accept that. I'm not 100% thrilled about putting a sleeve block in the car, but because it's a Mexican 302 block and it has more material in the cylinder walls, I'm less upset about it than if it had been, say, an original 289 hypo block. So in that respect, it's not the end of the world. I think it's going to be fine. It's disappointing that I had to put up with the nonsense. My cylinder heads are about 60% done, and that's because I haven't been able to get out here and work on them because it's been so blasted hot. And I was sick. So moving on from that, the steering and suspension will be going on the car soon after paint's done. The engine will go in the car. The brakes will go on the car. All of this stuff is going to be video content, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. The steering and suspension stuff in particular, because I chose Open Tracker Racing, and I spent some time on the phone and via email with John developing a package for this car that's specifically looks stock, and it will specifically not behave like stock. This car is going to drive like a modern car, and that's going to be really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you the setup on the suspension and the combination of the suspension parts, as well as the setup on the steering and the combination of parts used there, so that you guys will have some insight into how to set up a stock suspension early Mustang, as opposed to cutting everything out, removing the shock towers and putting in Mustang 2 stuff, or really high dollar aftermarket stuff, which in a lot of cases is only marginally better than what's achievable with the stock setup on this car. So that being said, one more time, I appreciate all of you guys watching the videos, liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, commenting. I enjoy the feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. And so please keep coming back, and I'll have a whole lot of content for you as we get further into the fall and into this winter. Until then, I will see you in the next video.